What's up, everybody? Welcome to Getting Stoked. On this week's episode, we have Weird Radicals, who are a band who were supposed to come on the show, I don't know, like a fucking year ago or something like that, and then just never happened. And they're putting out some new music that, like, I liked their old stuff. It was cool. It was okay, in my opinion. But I heard some of the new tracks, and I am fucking blown away. Their new album has got to be one of the best pop rock alternative albums to come out of Arizona in many, many years. Please give it up for Weird Radicals. What's up, Weird Radicals? Welcome to the show.
Hello.
That's it. We're live. How you doing, fellas?
Wonderful. How are you?
Swell.
Good. I like the Rebel Lounge hat we got because I know Nick works at Rebel Lounge.
I did, in fact, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Work with Rebel
I
Lounge.
was a security guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Although I don't know who would ever be scared of you.
I'm a softie.
Yeah.
You're tall, though. I mean,
Yeah, he's tall.
That's all you really need. Let's be real. You need to be tall, assertive,
You know,
authoritative.
I just hang out and watch music.
There you go.
It's tight.
There you go.
Kind of hover over people.
Got it. Cool. You just have the hat?
They gave me the hat because I actually host the open mic nights over there.
Oh, that's really rad.
Yeah.
Very
Great
cool.
night,
It's fun.
too.
There was one last night. It was really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. I didn't know they were doing open mics over there. I think
It's
I
cool,
did
man.
know that. I think Steve told me that, but I just
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah. That sounds familiar. Very cool. Well, I heard a little bits of the new album, or at least what you sent me. I heard like a track or two or something like that, and I was really into it.
Right on.
I dug it. Where'd you guys record the new album at?
We recorded...
Album EP, what is it?
It's kind of both. It's 7 songs, you know? It's like that weird magic number between, being an album and being an EP,
Yeah.
kinda.
Mm-hmm.
But we recorded it in New York with Tim O'Sullivan, great guy. We went back, basically, because we recorded Flight out there, and then it came up that Paul Collins said that we could record a song with him, and he's a person I respect and admire a lot.
He was in a band called The Nerves.
Yeah, he was in The Nerves, The Breakaways, and later the Paul Collins Beat, which is like power pop, rock kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a chance to do some stuff with him, so we kind of just made it happen. And then we were like, well, while we're out here, we should get as much done as we can. Let's do 5 songs. And then we came back. Berger wanted to do the tape, so we added John Lennon and Human Being to it, and now it's 7 songs.
Berger wanted to do the tape?
Yeah.
Like Berger Records?
Yep.
Did you guys sign to them?
That's the
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking rad. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
we're doing good.
That's super cool. I didn't know you guys were on Burger. That's super rad.
Yeah,
How
our
did I not know
tape
that?
comes out September 21st. The
through
show's at Lunchbox.
through Wiener, I'm assuming, right?
No, through Burger.
Oh, Burger. I thought
Burger,
Wiener
yeah.
just existed to put out Burger's tapes and other stuff. I didn't know that.
Wiener is a thing where stuff that may not, the way that I understand it at least, is that stuff that may not kind of fit in a certain thing, or they get so many submissions, so they can only do so much.
I think with Wiener, if you just submit for it and you pay the fee to get the tapes made, you're basically on Wiener just as long as
I can attest
you pay
to that.
for it.
Yeah, I know someone
And
who
then
did
Burger is like their
same manufacturer,
their main
same
thing.
deal, but this particular thing we're doing, we went out there, we hung out with Sean and Lee and got along real well, and they wanted to do the tape, and so we're doing it. It's cool.
That was awesome. They let us crash in their store in Fullerton.
Super cool.
Yep.
Really?
people,
We got to
man.
play there. We were actually the first band to play the extended version of their store.
Mm-hmm.
They broke down a wall or something, extended the store, and we got to play the first show there. And then
That's
they just
cool.
they literally said, "All right, we're locking the doors. Have fun." And then we just
Yeah.
had the whole night to ourselves there.
It was great.
They had 2 cats that lived in the store, so that was tight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just roaming around while people were digging through records.
That was
and,
like my band's dream was to get on Burger because we were kind of in that beach goth thing until that got stale. You guys aren't on. You guys aren't doing that sound at all.
No.
It's just but at the time 2015,
right.
Oh, for
Burger
sure.
was known for all
For
that
sure.
beach goth
Yeah.
shit.
Dude,
So
and I mean they're relevant,
Yeah.
they're putting out stuff, exciting things that I mean, we're a rock group, whatever, they do the stuff you're talking about. They put out stuff from other countries. They put out dancey type stuff, archived, old school stuff that's been out of print. They do it all.
Mm-hmm.
They're really, really cool people.
Yeah,
man.
That's
they're
really
super
cool.
rad.
True music fans,
So they're not gonna fuck you guys with some kind of 360 deal or some
Negative.
bullshit
No,
like
no,
that.
no.
It's
contracts.
handshake
Yep.
deals.
That's cool.
Just on the you know,
Hell yeah, good for you.
friendship tip.
That is super cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
very cool.
What has changed writing wise from the last album to this one?
I have a sort of little bit of a memory of when we were going out to New York the last time, bringing out some new songs. It was right after the president was elected, and that thought was rolling around in my head. It's like, I want to kind of come with something, at least for me, that's a little bit more aggressive and more rock based.
Yeah.
The Bangers Ball idea, we're calling it Bangers Ball, and like the idea was like, let's just go in and like be the rock band that we, you know, imagine ourselves as, you know, because before that it wasn't so rock, you know. So that was pretty much I was trying to write like simpler, more streamlined parts that you could just sort of and I think it came off all right.
Very cool. So just the idea was a little bit more rock on top of everything, a little angrier, maybe a little bit more political.
Just like a little more. I wouldn't say political because I don't see it that way, but it's definitely like disenfranchised music, but in a weird way, it's like nihilistic but happy, where you're like going, nothing means anything, so you know, life is kind of tight. If you just accept that nothing means anything, you can be happy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that, like,
in a way.
No, it's cool.
I think about weird, dumb stuff for hours at a time, and then like kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would counter to that life means whatever meaning you can pull from it. Right. Like it means a lot, but you have to find your own little avenue in which it makes you happy.
You got to find that thing that makes it meaningful for you. It's like a personal experience, you know?
Yes, exactly. Life's a ride. It's a personal experience.
Yeah.
You know, whatever we can get out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. I feel that fucking hardcore, boys. So, now, what track did I hear? Which one did you guys send me? I don't remember the names of anything.
I'm not sure. I send a lot of stuff.
It was poppy. It was rocky. It was a good time.
There was
Maybe No One's Gonna Make Me.
We got
Slow Knife.
I might have
Slow Knife, right?
or the new Medea I sent him, but that's not on Bangers.
Okay.
But you know, it's
Whatever.
all part and parcel. It's
Yeah.
like the same kind of deal, like hooky rock
Very cool.
pop.
So now I got an offer from one of you guys, like, hey, like there's this guy out in New York, or maybe he hit me up or something like that. There was some words spoke between somebody regarding Tim,
Right.
And we were like, nah, it's not gonna happen. We can't go to fucking New York,
Dude,
But
I didn't think we could, and then
it's
it
super
happened.
cool that you guys ended up doing that. It's very odd for a band from Phoenix to go across the country to record a record, especially when they're not, you know, famous.
Well, the thing for us was the whole thing started out of fun. You know, it was me and Nikki who, like, we didn't know each other before we started this group, and we started just hanging out, having fun. We did our little demo tape that it's called Strictly Business. It has Sleepwalker and the original Medea. And it's freaking scrappy. But Tim O'Sullivan, who was the guy in New York, I'd known him for many years, since we were kids, and he was like, you should come out and, like, let's do this. And
You guys were in Boy Scouts together, right?
yeah, I mean, I
Nice.
known the dude, so it was like homie hookup.
We've tied knots. We know.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
we've
homie
been through
hookup,
the shit.
man.
Over in them badges. badges.
We had a dude who really, like, could hear the potential, and Tim heard potential in our songs, and you know, it was something that was a lot of validation at a time where it was like, you know, dude, I'm just some guy. Like,
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of people around, like, writing tunes, you know. His support we decided to make it happen. He did the homie hookup for us, and it turned out great, you know. We have a relationship, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
That's really, really cool. What do you guys... Now, have you all been in bands in town before?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
me
go-
and Matt just joined
Let's go
this
through.
year.
Let's run through the gamut then. What are some names? Drop them. What do you got? Where are you guys from?
All right, I'll start. I was in a band called Sunshower a couple years ago, or 2 years ago. Reasons before that, like hardcore bands for like the past decade. Then I started playing in Golden Goat with Matt over here, and then this past year we went over to Weird Radicals.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So you guys are like a unit at
Yeah.
this point. Like,
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
Cool. Very
We
cool.
work well together.
It was a really cool kind of
Nice.
things falling into place with this
Kind
band.
of like
So.
it's kind of like a culmination of like. I think I met you 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Very
yeah,
cool.
So just like gigging together with a close circle of friends, and then having the opportunity to kind of like do this thing with Weird Rad. Been cool.
Fuck yeah. What about you, Drew?
I play in this group.
Yeah.
Prior to this, I was a touring member in a band called Peach Cake from
Oh yeah, no
Carefree.
Peach Cake. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something to do.
That's interesting.
I was going through a weird time in my life.
Peach Cake
man.
was like the shit. Like
Yeah.
they were the Phoenix band. Like
I wasn't one of the main dudes or nothing. Like I was just the guy who played bass, and I was in the background, But it could have been a better experience, But like I learned a ton from being in that group for a few years. Prior to that, probably nothing you ever heard of, man. It's just kicking around in garages with my friends,
Totally. Nick, you have an interesting musical. Well, wait. Let's not go to
Indeed.
Nick yet. Matt's still here. I know Matt. You've played
hi.
with him, but
So I was in some really, really not great young bands, but I was in Depiction of a Massacre, and we did okay from like 06 to 09, I think.
very cool.
And we shared members from Nights, like a drummer and all that stuff. We were kind of in the same crowd. So I know Nick. We go back like for quite a while. I was in a
Okay.
band called Waitress. I played drums in that unit, and those guys are out there with Lydia right now, like doing their
Nice.
thing. Sean Strader and Matt Keller, very talented people.
Very
And then I was the drummer for Golden Goat, which was really big time. Lots of fun, lots of really good experiences with that group. And then that's how I met Eric. We played a lot of gigs together with Golden Goat and Sun Shower, and kind of like tore venues down and got to know each other really well. And then when Eric got recruited for Weird Rad, he threw the line out there to see how I'd feel about drumming, and since then we've been kind of like trucking along.
Very cool.
It's very cool.
All right, Nick.
Yeah.
I know you've been in a band before.
The famous guy
Yeah,
speaks.
let's speak.
All right. Well, I played in a couple bands before starting up this little joint.
Yeah.
But I played in a hardcore band called Move Forward for a couple years. Nah, that was fun. Very like comeback kid type posse hardcore music. And then before that, I was in a death metal band called Knights of the Abyss.
There it is. Nice to do this.
Waiting for the
Pseudo
Nights
death
drop.
metal. But,
Pseudo death metal.
something like that.
What is that? What kind of death metal were you guys playing?
I mean, initially it kind of was following that whole deathcore thing that was popular. Like we got big off MySpace. That whole,
Dude, yeah, I remember bands were
2005,
making careers out of MySpace.
2006 or something like that. Yeah, we played some more like melodic stuff. Like my favorite metal band is the Black Dahlia Murder. So
That's good shit.
yeah,
But Black Dahlia Murder is phenomenal. I wouldn't really say the word melodic and Black Dahlia Murder though too close together. Would you? Are they very melodic? I guess they kind of are.
I'd say
Lately,
their
I
riffs
think
are
as far as the
pretty melodic.
riffs go,
The riffs,
like,
yeah, I guess you're right. As far as riffs.
it's not the traditional kind of Cannibal Corpse atonal type shit.
Yeah, that's
Um,
kind of shit that I'm really into.
But yeah, that's
You're feeling Cannibal
sort of my
Corpse?
history.
Yeah, I'm really into old school.
Florida
I'm
stuff.
really into old school death metal.
Tight.
I'm really into blackened death metal
Legit.
stuff. I mean, I'm
Right
into
on.
everything, but as far
Yeah,
as metal
same.
goes, I really like black metal, death metal, some power metal every once in a while, just
Okay.
like to get you stoked, to get
Dude,
you excited.
Hey,
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
Listen to some like Power Wolf and some crazy shit.
Yeah. Just get there,
Just
you know?
fun, man. Like Dio and
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Evil woman!
Absolutely,
Yeah,
Dio.
fucking rad. So yeah, it's weird though. Like I'm a real folk geek through and through, but I like black and death metal as well. So like
Hell
it's
yeah,
all over
dude.
the
It's
place.
all
We all
good,
have that
dude.
shit, right? We all
That
over the place.
Variety's the spice of
I might-
life, man.
I might have another metal project in the works currently.
Oh yeah.
Some people.
gonna be
That's all I'll
huge.
say
Did
right
you guys
now.
sign contracts? You can't talk about it.
Metal
Nah,
Blade,
it's just kind of
Metal
a-
Blade came to us.
Metal Blade.
Just sort of a studio thing right now, but
We're a Century
see
Media
what
super
happens.
group.
Yeah. Joining the stable of stars.
Yeah, man. Well, good for you. Good luck to you and Roadrunner, whoever you sign to. Now, as far as Weird Radicals goes, obviously, like you two you three just came. No, you two just came into the
Two,
fold.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Was it just you, Drew and Nick before that? Because that's all I saw pictures of back in the day. Were you two?
As a recording project, it has been Nikki and I. The new Medea that we just recently did is the first recording with all 4 of us on it. Prior to that, we recorded just me and Nick. I recorded the drums, bass, rhythm guitar, vocals, and then he would do lead guitars. And what were we talking about?
I mean, we've shuffled through members and stuff. And,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you know,
right. Yeah,
but-
we had a nice dude. Brett Ridler was the original, or not the original drummer. Kyle Dane was the original drummer. We had Brett Ridler there. Our friend Ryan, who he actually had to leave the band recently. He's got his own cool, rad stuff going on in his life, and he wanted to spend some more time doing that. And so
Sweet.
now it's us 4.
Nice.
But we've gone through a few people because initially it was just me and Nick recording tunes, you know. So it wasn't like we were born out of the garage with our friends and like, I mean, we are all friends, but we didn't expect this to do anything. We were just having fun.
Yeah.
And then people liked it. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's really. What was the original? Was there an idea going into this? As someone who had been in other projects before and things like that, were there things that you kind of went into on this thinking ahead of time, like this is kind of what I want to do, or?
Yeah, I've been thinking for many years about my band, what I would want, like the band that I always wanted to have, you know. I'd write compulsive lists, and I have lots and lots
has,
of
like,
notebooks.
Shelves of notebooks.
from
of
like
just,
the last decade or so of just
nuts.
little things that, I don't know, lyrics,
cool.
ideas, things that I want to do, lists of things like, don't make these mistakes, do this, and just kind of, when the opportunity came to make some music, I remembered all that stuff.
Yeah, it's rad, man. Plus, you've got decades of lyrics you can go pull back on at any
Yeah.
time. Like, I want to write a song. Here's a cool melody. Let's go shuffle through all the stuff and find the pentameter that fits it.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got
sometimes
a library,
that works.
Dude. It's fucking
I got
vast.
a lot, and I got a box full of
kid's-
cassettes, and
It's a songwriting machine. You got like 100 songs under your belt.
That's awesome.
I've
pretty
written
sure.
a lot of songs.
Yeah.
A lot of songs. They're not all great or
Yeah.
nothing, but I wrote a bunch.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's all it needs to be. You can, even if it takes you 50 songs to write one really good song, at
Yeah,
least you
totally
know how-
worth it.
You then know how to write a good song.
Absolutely.
You know. I keep her in here in moments like that because the people like to hear the dog. So, as far as like venues go, I've seen you guys. You hook up at Rebel quite
Sometimes.
a bit. Yeah, right. What are some venues around town that you guys really like to play?
Rebel, we used to love playing at the original Lunchbox. They've moved locations. We still love them. We're doing our
The
release
new
there.
Lunchbox is awesome.
It
September-
is rad. I
Love
played
Yeah,
it. It's
September
very cool.
21st at Lunchbox
21st.
is the release of Bangers Ball. It'll be tight.
And we've got the Doms.
Oh yeah, we got the Doms, Dent,
Dent.
Citrus Clouds, and us playing. It's gonna be tight.
That's rad.
So we like Lunchbox, Rebel, Valley. We played Crescent.
Yucca Tap,
Yeah, Yucca
obviously.
Tap Room.
We're playing there October 20th with Death Valley Girls.
Yeah, that ought to be a good time.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so if people want us to come there and like people are like, hey, we come play a show and our
Yeah.
schedules match up, we'll go.
Yeah, for sure.
We played Timeout Lounge. That was cool. Like, you know, it's just where we're wanted. We'll go where we're wanted.
I get that. Yeah, we played a show at Timeout Lounge once, and yeah, that was a dumpster fire. But a lot of the reason for that comes down to me on one of our songs, like my favorite song, one of the songs that goes over really well. It was somewhat new at the time, and I was in the wrong key for the entire both verses. So I'm watching them. I'm really excited because I can't fucking hear myself in that anymore, so it doesn't matter. I didn't know. So I heard they took a video of it, and I was really excited because like this is the new song that we really like. I can't wait to show it to people, and the verses just sound like fuck, like it's
God.
so bad, and the chorus kicks.
That's
and
like
then
my nightmare, dude.
yeah,
the
but
worst.
it's just off key enough to where it's not. cool
Yeah,
or kind
right.
of quirky.
Yeah.
It's just shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not good.
Dude, that is
Do you
my
sing
nightmare.
and play guitar in your band? Or?
I played bass.
Bass? Okay.
Dude,
cool.
he was in a Phantom Party.
Oh, word.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
played with you guys once actually at Rogue.
Was it Rogue or
I can't-
Rebel?
No, it was
It was
Rogue.
Rogue.
It was
Okay.
Rogue. I
I
can't
think I
remember
saw you
who
guys
else
when I was
was
working
there.
there.
Yeah, you saw us when we were working there. It was a
Yeah.
fucking shit show. Didn't I come up and apologize to you after the show? I did. I came up to you after. I remember because that was back when we originally were going to do a podcast like a year ago or so, and we played a terrible show. And I remember you introduced yourself to me afterwards, like, hey, we have this like we have a podcast we booked with you, and I was like, dude, I'm so fucking sorry that was the set that you had to see. Like I remember specifically like that's the memory that I have of you.
The one thing I remember is you warming up with like some sort of Black Flag.
Yeah, I probably
Yeah.
warmed up
Like
with six
six
pack.
pack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, it's a classic. there's a lot of lows in it, so it's a good feeler.
It's acceptable.
It's acceptable. Yeah, I like to do that one. But yeah, Rogue. I think that show we ended up piecing out before you guys played, just because I don't know. We never really had a great time playing Rogue. It wasn't our audience. We did a lot better at the all ages places. We did a lot
Right.
better at Trunk Space in 51. And
How old are you?
Word.
so I'm 24.
Yeah, so
but-
I mean, you're a
How do
younger
we,
crowd. Like
yeah.
I'm 32. Like
Yeah.
I play.
Well, plus we played music that appealed more to younger people.
How do we
Right.
tap into that?
You don't.
You
Yeah.
know, like-
tell us how
I
to
mean-
get into all ages stuff.
Aside
man.
from the trunk space, is there
Too
any
late.
other
Wine.
It's too late.
Just
You're too
wine.
old.
Wine
I know. I
and
feel like we're
complain.
too old.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's not true.
He's
I've
all
seen-
yeah.
I've
Yeah,
seen-
you are.
No. I've seen plenty of
Jaded.
older people play at Trunk Space, but I mean, because I wouldn't say your guys are old, because fuck, I'm 25 tomorrow, so I mean, I'm getting
Oh,
I'm
happy early
quarter
birthday.
century,
Congrats, bro.
century
Happy
man.
birthday.
Eric's what?
Quarter century.
You're
Yeah.
26.
I'm
Eric?
26. Yeah.
26. Is that who's the youngest?
I'm turning
I am.
30
He is.
next
He is.
month.
He's the
so
baby, and I'm the
Ooh.
old man.
I'm hitting the big 3-0
Hitting
next
the big
month
3-0?
on the 28th.
How are you
yeah.
gonna celebrate or mourn that?
What'd you say we're gonna do?
We're gonna do like my wife is awesome, so she's planning this like really grandiose kind of event to where we get like a room at Talking Stick and just pretend like
Nice.
everything's
Bougie.
not
heard
getting
that.
older.
Yeah, I heard Talking Stick got like flooded out or something.
It did, yeah. They
Oh.
just reopened yesterday,
Oh,
so
okay. All right, cool.
hopefully
cool.
monsoon's
Discount.
over and I get to go to the club and listen to fucking Usher.
There you go, dude. Okay, so I was at my barber the other day, and we were listening. I guess I didn't know this. Usher has an album he released in 1994 or something like that.
When
as
he
a
was like
kid.
way little, yeah.
and it's actually
It's
it
good as
rivals
fuck.
anything he's done since. It's
Really?
it's
Solid,
pretty
yeah.
solid.
Did Jermaine Dupri produce it?
I don't fucking. I didn't know. I
Dude,
didn't
I
look up the
gotta-
stats on it, but
yeah.
it's him as a kid, and it's like 10 years or so before Confessions and all that shit broke. I mean,
Right.
he had My Way came out a little bit later, but this
Yeah.
is like as a kid, so he's not writing any of that music or anything like that. But
I feel
It's
like,
legit?
I feel like
Yeah.
Confessions was the one, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it was.
his-
Oh,
the
dude,
big
yeah.
one.
That's the career-defining one.
that's the one that I bought when I was a kid.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
the one, man.
It was so
Are you
well
looking
produced.
this up right now?
Yeah, and like all the hooks on. I have this weird obsession with like R&B, so yeah.
Oh, okay, very cool. Yeah, that
But
was,
all the hooks on that album were just like so clean and so well done. Like
Yeah.
you could tell he like took time to write those hooks.
totally. It was or whoever was
But
right.
him
Whoever
being
wrote
like
it, yeah.
Yeah.
him being like 15 and doing the same thing but even better is like trippy.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was really fun. I was very surprised at how much I enjoyed. We ended up listening to I was just getting my haircut, but we listened to the entire fucking album. I didn't even think about changing.
Back
it.
to
It was just
back
easy-
bangers.
It was just easy to listen to. It was
Dude,
nothing
that's tight.
special.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, it's some fun stuff. So I would give that bad boy.
Do you like Cameo? We have an ongoing
Cameo?
sort of
Wait. Is Cameo?
word up.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Cameo
yeah,
did
yeah.
Word
Yeah,
Up.
the old
That
like
dude.
the old like synth funk shit.
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Andrew
Yeah,
and I
man.
have this thing going on.
He don't like Cameo, but I love him, man.
What about Zap? Zap was the
I love
shit.
Zap
is
and
tight.
Roger, bro.
Zap's
Don't get me
amazing.
started.
Zap's from my hometown, Dayton,
Really?
Ohio. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
That's tight.
yeah.
I didn't know they were. Dude, that makes them even cooler that they're from like
The
the,
middle of nowhere.
Midwest.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
say
like
Dayton, Ohio?
Yeah, Dayton,
Wow.
Ohio. That's where I'm from, and
tight.
I believe that's where they're from as well.
that's like
my
some
mom.
innovative stuff.
My mom told me that when she was a really little kid, they used to practice somewhere near where she was living or growing up or something. Some
Whoa.
crazy story like that.
Like
but
where you could hear him like through the garage.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Pretty awesome.
Would you
You hear
guys
the
like?
vocoder?
Do you guys like? What's that fucking band? They have a new album out that I'm really in love with, but other people don't like it. The synth funk band that's really popular right now.
Oh man.
Fuck! If I
We're
said their
old.
name, if I
Matt,
said their
we're
name,
old.
I know, but they're
Hit me
so
with
good. Chromeo.
Oh,
Chromeo put out a
Chromeo's
new
good.
album. It's
Yeah.
fucking solid. I mean, it's like
Is it?
It's like half and half. I would say
Yeah.
half the songs are 10s, half the others are like 5s, which is not. I mean,
Dude,
somewhere in there it's like a 7.5.
If
That's
an
fine.
album has 3 like certified bangers on it, I will listen to it.
Oh, dude, it does.
They're the
at
kind of group
least.
that's gonna do like 7 albums in the next 3 years anyway. You know.
Yes, they are.
They
Yeah.
like crank the tunes out.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And
Well,
what's
when
the
you got
Tuxedo too? Mayor Hawthorne's other
Yeah.
thing that he has is
Yeah,
really
that's
fun
good
as well
stuff.
for synth funk and whatnot. It's just
legit.
making a revive. It's coming back. I mean, fucking Bruno Mars did
Oh,
it
yeah.
really well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I am not afraid to say
He's
got
that.
getting
that, like-
sued because he did things that are so
That
like
revivalist
familiar
thing.
sounding.
Yeah.
You go
Then
back and
Elvis
listen
should
to
have
these
been sued,
old
too.
hooks. I know, dude. Songwriting is theft.
Yeah.
Like that was from day one, man.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that new Bruno Mars album, I could not believe. Like, I never hated him. I liked that Doo-Wops and Hooligans. I thought it was like a solid pop record. There's good. Second one he did was okay, and then when he came out with 24 Karat Magic, I was like. Within 30 seconds, the first song got that vocoder on there.
Certified
that stood up, like,
bangers.
I was like, "Damn, this is
Yep.
sick."
He does
know
that.
it.
He does that like revivalist thing where he like
Yeah.
touches on an era and like kind of like
He encapsulates
does the same
it.
stuff. Like he
Yeah.
did a Police style song. He did
Yeah.
Finesse, which was like
With the
Fresh Prince.
he was very like
kind
New
of like
Jack Swing kind
yeah,
of.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which is
totally,
the
like-
last genre you would have ever thought would have come back. No one wanted a new
Yeah.
New Jack Swing
Yeah.
song.
That's the
And he
challenge,
put-
my friend.
Yeah.
You take
Yeah.
things that are cheese, you take things that are supposed to traditionally be not cool, and you make them cool.
Yeah.
And then
That's
he
the challenge.
he put people on it that could like execute their things like really solid. That's why it's a hit. You know,
Yeah,
like
for sure. Pharrell's been doing really well too. Pharrell's
Oh, yeah.
been producing a lot of really good records. Like,
Dude, it was
producing.
only 3 years ago or whatever, that Happy song. I mean, you couldn't
Yeah.
freaking escape it.
Yeah, not only his solo stuff, but he did the most recent Mayor, not the most recent, but the 2 albums ago, he did the Mayor Hawthorne record, which I was really into. I'm a really big Mayor Hawthorne fan.
the
Yeah.
album sounded awesome.
It did. It sounded great. It was different. It was way more modern.
Yeah,
But
like,
I
not my vibe, but like is really well produced.
you can't get better than how do you do? I'm just that was that or whatever that album was called. Nice to meet you. Whatever the fuck that second album was called. But yeah, man. And then Pharrell did the new Ariana Grande record.
Really?
Which, yeah.
Oh.
And like literally could not give a fuck less. It's not on my liked list of the year by any means.
Oh,
But
bummer.
Sounds
but
good.
but that's because it's Ariana Grande. I was listening to it and I was like, okay, for what it is. This is better than I expected it to be. And
Yeah.
then I looked it up. Sure enough, Pharrell fucking produced it. And I was like,
I
okay,
do that
there
all
you
the
go.
time. Even listening to old records, man. Like, I kept listening to records being like, oh, I love this sound. I love this production. And then come to find out it's like all of the records were Roy Thomas Baker, the guy who
Yeah.
produced Queen, you know, like the dude who did the first 2 Motley Crue records. I'm like, oh, no wonder I love all of these. The one thing they have in common is this, like, sound, you know? There's like a
Yeah.
warmth or something to it.
Totally. Phil Spector's the same way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You can tell and you can tell with Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys like how hardcore they're ripping off Phil Spector's recording
Oh,
techniques.
totally.
Brian Wilson basically
He says
wanted to
that.
be Phil Spector, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, without the guns in the women's mouths.
you
Everything
go.
other than that, he was.
There
he
you
was-
go.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Brian Wilson. He's okay. This is crazy. So I always argue with my girlfriend about this. I like Christmas music,
Uh-huh.
which is weird, and I love Christmas music.
Oh my
and
gosh,
the
I
Phil
know what you're
Spector
gonna
Christmas
say.
album is
Yep.
phenomenal.
Best Christmas album
And Brian
ever
Wilson.
made.
Brian Wilson says that it's the best album ever made. Full
It
stop.
could,
No
dude,
qualifier.
it really could be like
It's
it's
good.
absolutely Phil Spector's greatest achievement.
Yeah.
It is. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I listen to that when it ain't Christmas. That's
Yeah,
how,
dude.
When you can listen to some stuff that is so relegated to a certain season, but
Yeah.
you could listen to it any time and be down with it,
Yeah.
that's
It
genius.
was good shit. And then he went on to ruin that Ramones record, and there's other things that
Don't
he
get me
he
started.
did, which may or may not be worse than the murder, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, dude, that End of the Century album was, it was definitely Phil Spector.
There's a few certified bangers. You
There
know?
are, of
Like I
course
said,
there are.
I'll listen to it if it's
Yeah.
got some good stuff. But yeah, man, there were things that really just fell flat. It didn't work with the production. I love the idea of it much more than the actual
Same.
album, you know?
Yeah, and Johnny
It sounds like, on paper, bro, it's
Yeah.
like legendary, you know?
Totally, yeah. But I mean, even Johnny Ramone was talking about that in his autobiography, Commando. He was talking about just how uncomfortable and weird it was and not fun to record.
Dude,
with
he like
him.
held a gun on them
Yeah.
and made him listen to Be My Baby like a million times or something. And Dee Dee said he was going to
Jesus.
leave. Dee Dee's like, I'm out of here. And he like actually pulled out the guns like,
Totally.
yeah, you're not going nowhere, man.
Yeah, totally.
Hours of holding them hostage.
Eric's mind is blown right now.
You never
I'm
heard
enjoying
that story?
this. No, I haven't heard this one.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Phil
gonna-
Spector, man, he's.
I'm gonna school
nut
you.
He's a
job.
He's a
fucking
wild
madman.
guy.
Sounds like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Dude,
He was.
He is a Quentin
Yeah,
Tarantino
he
movie.
he really was.
Yeah.
That should be his final film, actually. Quentin Tarantino should just make a biopic
Spector.
of Phil Spector's life.
I can't wait for that new Tarantino movie coming out.
What's the
It's
new
like-
one he has coming
It's
out?
like a Charles Manson
Oh,
era.
yeah.
It's
Very
like
excited about
They're
that.
Once upon
filming
a
in
time
LA
in
right now.
Hollywood.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
for that. I'm a real giant true crime dork.
Oh, love
Okay.
it.
I have I know a lot about Manson and all that
Yep.
stuff. Like when I went to the Museum of Death and they have the quilt there that was made from
Oh,
the Manson
yeah.
girls and stuff.
Oh,
and
shit.
It's really cool. I've
Yeah.
gotten real deep on that shit, so I'm excited to see.
I
What he
gotta
does with
tell
it.
you something when we're not recording this. You have to remind me, man.
Okay. All right.
You're into true
Off the
crime?
record.
I'm very into true. You can tell me. Here.
No.
I mean, I've said some fucked up shit on this show. Like you don't even understand that episode I did with Lexi Joy not too long ago. She's an escort in
Really?
Nevada and a stripper and stuff. She's like super fun, super
Yeah.
rad. Yeah. No, we get fucked. So like, if you can say whatever you want,
I'm not proud of this,
Rick
but
killed a guy.
when I was...
Brick killed the guy.
You want to hear that story? No, dude. All right, I ain't proud of it, but I was a younger man, and this was when I was probably 18 years old. I was obsessed in my teens with serial killers
Yeah,
and
me
the
too.
whole I just gravitated toward this darkness or
Yeah,
whatever
absolutely.
I perceived to be like. It was misinterpreted by like people like my parents and stuff, you know, as like, dude, what the F is wrong with you?
No, completely.
Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I was interested in it, so I read a lot of books about it. I read Manson in his own words. I read Helter Skelter. I read all
Manson in
this
his
stuff.
own words is. I know.
I know. I know. But what I'm getting
Helter
at
Skelter's great.
is I reached like a boiling point with my obsession with this stuff, and I started writing to Richard Ramirez, the Night
That's cool.
Stalker, and then we started corresponding.
Fuck yeah, that's crazy.
And I did that. And I didn't really
You're on the right show,
understand-
dude. You're on the right show. Trust
Yeah,
me.
you even
You're
have a
good.
list
My
of
audience is
serial
into-
killers on your computer.
Yeah, my
Dahmer,
audience is into
Bundy,
this.
I don't
Jesse
want
Dean.
to. I in no way condone that man's
Of course
actions
not. We know that.
whatsoever.
We know
but
that.
as a young man, you fall into a fantasy. You know, it's like the
Yeah.
rock and roll fantasy too, man. You see these people. The gravity of what they had actually done hadn't really dawned on me. Now I have a child of my own, and so I can't say enough. Like, dude was wrong. That
course.
was more than wrong.
You were
It's
just intrigued
inhuman.
and
Yeah.
But
curious.
it's intriguing to how people's minds work.
It's morbid curiosity. I believe that an interest in the macabre needs no qualifier.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
That's what we do. It's what we're interested in, and or like it's also interesting when you kind of go down the path of thought that. And I've talked about this on the show before, but I'm an optimist, and I'm an optimist because I'm a realistic optimist. But the
Yeah.
reason that I'm an optimist is because I believe that every single person is absolutely endowed with the ability to maim and kill and murder
No
and,
doubt.
and
100%,
all kinds of the most
just
fucked
under a
things that you can
certain
ever.
circumstance.
Yeah, and exactly. Any circumstance could push you to the darkest pits that you could ever imagine, but we don't.
Yeah.
Most of us don't, and that's why I like people. It's because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like I'm shaking your hand, like you could totally kill me right now, but you don't. And
Right.
That's what gives me hope for humanity.
No
That's
shit.
true.
Uh,
That's a
Cool.
good
I
way
like
of
that.
looking
That's
at
a
it.
good-
Yeah.
I like that.
I never really thought about it like that,
It's
you
like
know?
the Jungian shadow and all that kind of shit. I think
Yeah,
about
I
that
hear
stuff
you.
a lot, man. It's very interesting.
That's tight.
But yeah. So anyway, Weird Radicals, they're a band.
That's us.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
I do want to talk about gear really fast though, because you have who plays? You're the one who plays guitar, correct?
No, not
No,
anymore.
not
We've
anymore.
switched around so much, dude.
Okay.
Like, I started playing rhythm guitar and singing, and then I dropped the guitar altogether when we got this dude, because 3 guitars. I mean, I'm not really contributing nothing that's that crazy. They're both really good. So.
And we tried it with 3 guitars for one show. It was just too loud.
Too thick.
Couldn't get the levels right. Just gets too
muddy.
muddy too quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too muddy.
Yeah.
And then when Ryan left to go on his own adventure of life or whatever, I took over bass just recently. So we haven't even played a show with me on bass yet.
Yeah,
but,
we have. We did a burger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we did.
Very
but
cool.
We did.
We're
the
gonna
show with you
again.
on
So.
bass.
We secured the burger plug with Drew on bass.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome,
true.
man.
You know, I
we're-
came in clutch. What can I say?
We're rocking the Thin Lizzy formation now.
Yeah,
The
yeah, we're
singer
rocking
on
that.
bass.
We're
Foul
doing
pace.
rock,
Yeah.
dual lead guitars,
The guitarmonies.
shreddage,
Guitarmonies.
guitardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, guitarmonies, man.
What
Exactly.
reference is that Blood Brothers?
No, that's Dirty Few. This is band the shirt I'm wearing right now. We saw them play. Well, we played with them with Playboy Man Baby over
Yeah,
at
good
Yucca.
times.
And I got to
They're
talk
from Colorado.
Yeah, really cool band. And yeah, I can't. Caleb, Micah's the name of the guitar player, and he coined the term guitarmonies.
That's great.
It's a good.
very clever.
Nice
Good
little
word.
portmanteau.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah.
that word. I like that. I'm gonna
So
remember
we're
that.
all about that. We're all
Yeah.
about the guitarmonies.
Yeah. I can tell. It's very melodic all around. The new shit is I'm gonna drink to myself real quick.
Fuck yeah, I'm
Tell
Breathe
me,
it in.
tell me how good it is.
Matt, can you pass me one of those?
You want a beer?
So, but anyway, back to the tone a little bit. You guys have a very, very bright sound. Are you Fender guys, or where are you kind of at
Hot
guitar
rod.
wise?
That
Yeah, I
dude's a
play
hot rod.
I play a Fender Hot Rod,
Nice.
DeVille 410.
Very cool.
I'll rock the American Strat through it or a Les Paul. I just fucking broke my Les Paul last night though. It still
How?
hasn't hit me yet. The
What
headstock
happened?
snapped
Oh, what?
off.
Yeah,
I
well,
fucking-
that's why Gibsons are fucking bullshit. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't just pop another one on those bad boys. That's why
Yeah.
I'm a Fender guy all the way.
I'm scared to see what I got to do to get it fixed, or if I'll
What you have to
be
do to
able
get it fixed is just buy another Fender.
Yeah, buy another Fender.
Dude, while the Les Paul's out of commission, he has a white
Yeah.
Fender Stratocaster, like the one
Yeah, I
from
have the
Wayne's
American
World. It's
Strat,
like, dude,
so
why aren't you playing that?
I'll
anyway?
be okay. I just really liked the way the Les Paul sounded with
It's
the
insane.
chord
Sounds
down
Of
great.
course, they sound
Yeah.
they're
So thick.
They're mainstays for a reason.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm from a surf pop band, dude. Like,
Right.
I'm Fender all the
yeah.
way. That's the shit that
100%.
I really love.
Them
I love that
reverb amps,
sound.
like, dude,
yeah.
it's vibe, I guess would be the word I would use. It's all vibe, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
you get it's like a cloud, you know? You're just standing in.
But here's the thing: it's like, it's the Fender with the twin reverb or the deluxe reverb or
Yeah.
the Bassmaster or whatever, or it's the Gibson and Marshall setup, which will just
Right.
like blow your fucking clothes
Yeah.
off.
That's what it's about.
Absolutely.
To
I'm trying to
me.
get a JCM 800 eventually. It's just I bought the Hot Rod like 7 years ago, and it's never once gone bad on me.
That's awesome.
So it's
the
the best
Mustangs
amp
are
I've
cool
ever owned.
too.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who are being in the indie scene, I guess, as much as I am,
Sure.
or being from that. All of my friends fetishize jazz masters like you wouldn't fucking believe.
No,
That's
I believe
all
it.
anyone talks about.
I
That's
believe it. I played a jazz master.
It's
Yeah,
like
those are
the
dope.
guitar, man. Everyone's into Dinosaur Jr. and whatever. Everyone wants the J Mascis Jazz Master.
They're fucking cool.
There's a reason why, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, television. Tom Verlaine played a jazz
Yeah.
master. That's what turned me on about it. You get best of both worlds, man. You get
Yeah.
the full deep sound, but you could flip that shit over and go to this trashy, pingy fucking sound out of nowhere. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a Telly. Like I like my dream guitar is the deluxe, the Telly Deluxe,
Dude.
Oh my god,
I didn't even.
I love
like
Tellys. I love
fucking-
garage. You know that
Yeah.
crunchy.
Well,
We
I
were
like
just
to-
talking about that.
I'm a big.
before we
I
came
like
in.
twang and I like country
Yep.
shit. So
Yeah.
Telly's
What I
perfect.
really like is when hardcore bands use Tellys.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude! It brightens their sound just
Yeah.
enough. You're like, whoa! Like,
Like,
this is
Are you
not
into
as
like Defeater? Have you ever listened to
I
them?
never listened to
No.
Defeater. But I know that plenty of bands. I mean, fucking Against Me did it up until she
Really?
up until she fell in love with the Rickenbackers. It's all Tellys.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, James always played always played his Gibson, but
That's
she
true.
always did Tellys.
Dude, there's,
Right
I
on.
mean, every guitar has its like strengths, you know?
Yeah.
You have to go through each one and basically decide which one matches closest to what you're like trying to accomplish,
Yeah.
I guess, you know?
Totally.
I didn't even like Stratocasters until I watched the Red Hot Chili
Till
Peppers
you watch
documentary.
Wayne's World.
No, Funky Monks.
Really?
Oh,
The
love
Funky
that
Monks?
movie.
When I,
love
when
that
I
I've never
watched,
seen that.
it's a black and white documentary of them making Blood Sugar Sex Magic
Fuck
in the Hollywood Hills with Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even a big Chili
Wow.
Peppers fan, but when I watched that, I realized I saw John Frusciante play that Strat, and I was like, whoa, you can make that guitar. You could make that a fucking punk rock guitar. It can
Yeah.
look cool. That's a guitar where it's like the player has to understand how to play it right
Yeah.
in order
Well,
for it to
fucking
work.
Glides, man. Like for
Yeah.
leads.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like
So smooth.
Yeah, that's why I got it too. It was the best playing one in the store when I picked
bet.
it
You
up.
should
All
watch
of them
that.
were
It's
set
on
up shit.
YouTube,
I
man.
will.
Yeah, it's awesome.
legit.
I like watching documentaries about bands that I don't necessarily care about, and then getting really into it
Yeah, dude.
afterwards.
I
There was
went
that.
to
That White Stripes movie
Yeah.
was like that.
I know that
the
one.
Foo Fighters one that's on Netflix was like that.
I seen that.
Is that
That
back
mo-
and forth?
Sonic Highways or
Back and
No,
forth.
Back and forth.
Back and
Yeah,
forth. was
dude.
fucking
The
Back
one
and
about
forth.
the band.
Yeah,
They're like,
dude.
so
dudes,
good.
we're on drugs. You're like, I had no idea.
I really liked like the in-depth interviews with like the original founding
Mhm,
members
me
that like
too.
had to come in and out of the entire. That stuff was
That band
awesome.
made me want to like quit my band. Watching
Why?
Back and Forth because I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. I don't
Yeah.
want to tour
Yeah.
for 9 months
Here-
out of the year and lose
yeah,
all
but-
my relationships.
But check it. The other side of that is
The legacy.
possibly your entire deepest dream coming
Oh, of
true.
course.
Millions of people
Legacy.
loving your song,
Yeah.
and you making freaking buku
I mean,
dollar,
I
bro.
didn't do it, but unfortunately, no one's making that money.
I know, it
anymore.
sucks.
Nope.
Not anymore.
So
I love them though. Still,
yeah,
like, damn,
You got to be a band. You got to have a YouTube channel. You got to have a podcast. You got to be a fucking
yeah, you
all
gotta
the shit
be
now
you
in
gotta
order
be
to
a
just make
freaking
buck.
realtor nowadays to fucking make money in music.
So we're all about this band called White Fang.
oh yeah, I
They
know
were,
White Fang, totally.
yeah.
Rock and roll, dude.
Oh
Or,
yeah, man.
They just started like a pilot.
Yeah,
for,
they did. They made a pilot for Comedy Central, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And it's exactly what you think it would be, basically.
Yeah, they run
Them like smoking weed, trying to come up with rent money. Like,
It's like Tenacious D, but White Fang.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're music videos, but like on 20-minute shorts.
they're really
Yeah.
great.
That they're writing and getting
Talking
like
about-
really well produced. It's good.
luring people in and all that kind of shit. You know, that's I don't know. I'm about that. You know?
Oh yeah, dude, White Fang's
I'm a comedy
tight.
guy.
About to have life.
Yeah, we like comedy. You know,
Yeah.
everything is
Shit.
a possible comedy situation.
Eric's
about
been doing
something,
open
yeah.
mic nights for the past like 3 weeks. Or
Yeah,
so,
he's
just taking
been
a
trying
stab
to do
at it.
stand-up.
Yeah.
man.
Good
Tell
too.
nobody about that. All right, well, it's out of the bag.
I've,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of comedians on the show.
Yeah.
I love talking comedy. Dude.
I've done 3 weeks. So 3 different open mic nights. And
Very cool.
Yeah. First night, no laughs. Second night, I got them to laugh the entire 5 minutes. And then the third night, I got laughs at the beginning and it quickly died.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
tell
fun,
a joke, bruh.
Dude,
It's,
I love stand up
Just kidding.
so much. I mean, Joe Rogan's the whole reason that this exists in the first
Oh,
place.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
I'm in
listening
the
to
Joe Rogan
comedians talk
University.
comedy-
That's
as
my
well,
boy.
Dude. That's
yeah.
my hero.
Yeah.
These
Straight
two
up.
are like
Yeah.
diehards, man.
So am I.
You like Marin too?
I don't really listen to Marin. Here's the thing.
Duncan Trussell.
I love Duncan. I love
Yeah.
everyone in that camp. Joey
Yeah.
Diaz,
Oh,
Duncan
hell
Trussell,
yeah.
Ari
Ari
Shaffir,
Shaffir.
all of those guys.
You know.
Yeah, I'm also thanks to Joe Rogan. I'm a huge Jordan Peterson guy now.
Fuck
He got
yeah.
me
Really?
really turned on to Jordan Peterson.
Really?
Yeah, hardcore. I'm
No
really
way.
in that now. But yeah, the whole intellectual dark web thing, I got like really turned on to that. But Rogan,
You gotta link me to some of this shit, man. Like I haven't heard of fucking like 90% of what you just said.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
well,
It's-
those are the podcasts that I listen to the most. The ones you were just mentioning. But as far as comedy stuff goes, yeah, like I love stand up. I think my favorite. It's hard to say who do you think is one of your favorites living, working right now?
Comedians?
Yeah.
I would have to go with like Tom Segura.
Oh fuck yeah.
Bobby Lee.
Is
And
it Bobby
Theo
Lee?
Vaughn. Yeah.
Bobby Lee.
Fuck yeah, man.
Interesting choice.
Dude,
TV,
have
Bobby
you listened
Lee.
to Tiger Belly, his podcast?
No.
It's excellent.
I don't listen
It's
to Bobby Lee.
hilarious, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bobby
He's
Lee
like,
got Nikki.
He's just
Get
the kind
in
of person
here.
where like he'll make me laugh even if I just look at him, I start laughing. And then
he's
so
funny.
on top of it, his humor is hilarious. His podcast Tiger Belly is with his gorgeous girlfriend
Yeah.
Kalila,
Uh-huh.
and then a couple of their friends. They always have a guest on, and it's fucking awesome, dude.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee's
And
goof.
Joey Diaz has to be in
Yeah,
the top
dog.
3 because like
Fucking love that guy.
Yeah, yeah, I love
Dude, my favorite moment of anything that Joey Diaz has ever done was on the Church of What's Happening Now. The second time they had Danny Brown, the rapper, on. Second time they had him on, Lee, who's the co-host, they all they do is smoke weed and eat edibles. That's all they do.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Not
And
so much anymore. They've been taking a break after that.
Have
that
they?
really bad one. Yeah, they got so fucked up on a podcast that they had to delete it because they couldn't even talk.
Fuck. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check this out. Check this out. When Mo was over when Mo from 93.3 was on the podcast,
Yeah.
she said that Joey Diaz was supposed to show up to do a morning show, and he didn't show up, and no one could get a hold of him. And then like Tempe Improv called and asked if they'd heard from him, and no one heard from him. And it turned out he just took a really big edible and he
Yeah.
fucking passed out. Couldn't even do morning radio. But the best thing ever. So on the he's harassing Lee. He stops the interview with Danny, and he stops the whole thing.
I
and
think
he's-
I know what you're talking
and
about.
he's
yeah.
harassing Lee, and it gets awkward because it's like 15, 20 minutes of him just
Yeah.
being like, "Eat that fucking stuff! Don't
Yeah.
fucking
Oh my
embarrass
God.
me, Lee! Don't you fucking faggot! Don't embarrass me right now!"
Shit.
And he's like, "I'm so I can't do it. I can't do it anymore." He's like, "Go fucking embarrass me in front of fucking Danny Brown."
You see what I fucking deal with here, cocksucker?
Yeah, fucking deal,
See this
cocksucker.
fucking bullshit, this
And it-
fucking mooly.
Eventually, it just gets like uncomfortable because he's just
20 minutes of that.
He's such
Jesus.
a, he's
Harassing
such a
him.
sweet, sensitive guy.
Oh my god!
And Joey just lays it in on him. Yeah.
Oh, fucking
Nikki,
so funny.
who's your favorites,
Oh,
dude?
I'm into the fucking unrelenting, just no holds bar,
Jim
fucking
Norton.
dark shit.
Jim
like,
Norton.
Doug Stanhope.
Joe Stanhope,
for
that's
sure.
good. Yeah,
And
Stanhope.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Yes, Jeselnik, for
yeah,
sure.
those.
Those are
that kinda
biggies.
shit.
Ari
Bill Burr,
Shaffir,
of course.
you're all about Ari Shaffir, Bill Burr.
I
Definitely.
mean, Shaffir, his stand-up is.
I
you know,
agree. It's
but
okay.
I love listening to his podcast.
Me too.
Though.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just better off the cuff, you know? Like, there's not that added, like, expectation of, like, make me fucking laugh. When it's got that organic, like, that's why podcasts are so great, you know? Like, if it's organic, you get real laughs from real moments, you know? You're
Totally.
not setting up, oh, I have my list of jokes. Let's see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's no breaks, there's no interruptions, nothing like
Yeah,
that.
you just fucking
Yeah.
do it.
And that whole circle of comedians, all their podcasts are so great.
Oh, yeah.
I
Tom
work an
Segura's
office
is
job,
amazing.
so
Me too.
when I'm sitting at a computer, that's all I listen to is podcasts.
Same.
Yeah, man.
So.
So I do too.
I probably
Yeah.
listen to podcasts more than music at work.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Just
I
It's,
can't
easy,
all
it's
the
easier
time.
for me to work when I could just like listen to a conversation and just
like
kind of
having
feel
a
like I'm hanging out with some people.
Exactly. It's like you
You
have
know,
a
it's
friend
whatever.
there. you
That's
I even
what I
did
would be
jujitsu
doing.
for 6 months this year. I'm trying
Fuck
to go
yeah,
back
good
once
for
I
you.
once my neck
This
is
dude's a
feeling
machine.
better. But I did martial arts all through childhood, and then when I started listening to Rogan again, I started getting into the UFC and started following all these fighters, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna
Fuck
sign
yeah,
up.
man.
So yeah,
Good for you.
it's awesome. Have you tried it before?
No.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But I'm sure it's awesome.
Hardest part is walking through the door. If you ever want to try it, you let
Of
me know.
course. It's like that's
Yeah.
how it is with any physical activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just walked into a gym for like the first time in my life last week because I realized that I gained like 50 pounds.
Fat Jim Morrison
I was
over
like,
here.
oh shit. So I went in, I'm like going, where's the rowing machine, man? Like, I like sit down, I do 5 minutes on a rowing machine. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go home.
Dude, I did CrossFit for a few months, and
Oh,
that was
no.
Dude, I hear that shit's like crazy
My-
brutal.
My girlfriend's such a psychopath that she works for like 50 hours a week, does CrossFit 5 days a week, and she does roller derby at the same time.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Because I like girls who can kick my ass. That's what I'm into. That's totally
Respect.
like you laugh, but
Amen,
yeah.
brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah. I want someone who can like throw me across the room. Not even in a
body slam
sexual
you.
way, just like
just beat
totally.
your ass
Yeah.
if they have to.
I
Yeah.
like that. So
For no other reason, just to make a point.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
fucking talking to me, dude? Just body slam you in the bathroom.
Yeah, you don't even know. You're like brushing your teeth. You get like fucking tackled. Just like,
Yeah.
what?
No, that
What?
happens. That happens. Oh, you know what? All right, I'm gonna tell this story. I haven't told a story on a podcast yet. This is a really new story. That I think is really funny. This just happened to me like last week.
Getting
So-
stoked exclusive.
Yeah, Getting Stoked exclusive. So okay. So disclaimer on this podcast. It's all over the place all the time. So,
Yeah.
All right. So this is a sex story. So I wasn't necessarily. So she likes pain, right? Like
Okay.
she's more. She's kind of. I'm kind of a gentle dude. I'm not really. That's not necessarily my thing all the time. But But she's always on me about it. So I was like, okay, fine. One day, like let's give it a shot. So she first time she smacks me in the face, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
It
dude,
feels a
I
little
don't
weird.
know
And
if
then
I
she
can-
hit me again.
I love that.
She hit me
shit.
again a little harder. She's cool with me telling me the story because I told the story in front of some company not too long ago. But so she hit me again, And I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely don't want to do this anymore. I'm out.
You're strong.
She,
Stop.
She hit me again, and I was like, dude, for real, like I'm not into this. And then she hit me really hard again, and I just out of reflex punched her in the face, back, boom.
Oh.
And I got worried because I wasn't even thinking. It was just I keep getting hit, so I just went like that, and I hit her, and she's like, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Holy
and I was
shit, dude.
Oh fuck! So then we just beat the shit out of each other, and it was awesome.
Hey, fair enough.
Well, because we were like kind
Wait,
of
I thought you
fighting
said you didn't do
beforehand.
jujitsu.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Because we were like kind of fighting beforehand. It was kind of negative tension, and then after that, we were just like, "You good? Yeah, you good?
I love the
that was it.
I love the devolution of a situation to where it's like actually you struck somebody. like
So yeah. So
you're not
anyway,
like you're not like, oh, fucking hit me, dude.
Yeah,
like,
no.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like you like do the thing and you're like, holy shit, that was not cool.
Yeah, I immediately was
and then
like,
it just
oh,
goes
shit.
into this area where you're like, we don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna figure it out.
So yeah. So as far as Is that kind of the direction you guys are going on with the new album? Just going in different directions.
Just
you never know where it's
choke
gonna go?
fighting constantly.
yeah, you know, like I
Yeah,
said, we
choke
want to
fuck the
be
Phoenix music
aggressive
scene.
now, bro.
We just want to get on this like kink choke punk vibe.
Hey, we're fetish fluid, man.
yeah, dude. There you go.
Oh man, that has to have so many different meanings. Yeah.
Bangers Ball, September
Ball.
21st.
Yeah.
Burger Records.
Bangers
Check it
Ball,
out.
Bangers Ball, Wiener Records. What else have we talked about so far? Gender fluid, or not gender fluid?
Fetish
fluid.
We've covered all.
We're
We've
taking all the
covered.
bases. I think.
Yeah, I think we're really
Oh, did
working
we-
good here.
We just released a new song.
That's
Ooh,
true.
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
We put out Medea Redux. It's a redo of our old song Medea from our demo. Chris Kirkwood from the Meat Puppets basically like got a hold of us, like, hey, like come record, and we went
Just
record
like that.
with. It,
That's really what happened.
Tell him,
I mean, hey,
tell
come
him how
record.
we met him, or kind of how that came
the Crescent
about.
thing.
No,
know,
we were
just
jamming.
how
We were jamming at
he
Premiere
didn't simply
Practice
just
Studios.
hit us up.
What are you talking about, man?
How did
All
we
right.
meet Chris?
It was
Explain
serendipitous
that.
almost.
All right, well, Jeremy Parker, the dude who he like owns half a Premiere studio, we used to practice there. And he would always be walking through like to get water or some shit, I don't know, and he would hear us and he liked what he heard. And then at the same time, at that time, this was in 2017, we were talking with the dudes at Slope Records. We're friends with Tom Reardon and them. They're doing excellent work. We love them. They're great.
They are. Yeah, they're working their asses off.
Nothing's kind of like vacillated with that idea yet, but like, you know, we love them. They're cool. So anyway, somehow our recordings made it to Chris Kirkwood, who was doing some records with them and stuff.
He is Slope Records, right? Isn't
Well,
Kirk
he's
the
part
guy behind it?
He was no dude named Tom Lopez is the dude
oh,
behind it.
I always thought it was
The
just, it was-
Blanks.
I always
Yeah,
thought it was him.
he's in the
Okay.
Blanks. It's rad stuff, man. It's very Phoenix, very fucking Phoenix. But anyway, Chris Kirkwood was doing some work with them, like production type work, and him and Jeremy Parker, who weirdly enough, he comes from this whole other thing, like. Do you know fucking wake me up inside?
Yeah,
Oh.
totally.
Yeah, he
Fucking
engineered
Oh,
Evanescence.
I
and
He has a
stuff.
Yeah,
fucking
recorded
he
with
has a
him.
fucking Grammy for that shit.
Yeah, Baragos did their first EP with him.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so Chris calls
And maybe
us
a
up,
second one, too.
and he's
Argos
like,
is tight.
Oh, they're the best.
he's
that live
basically
stream they
like,
just did? Sorry, but it was sick.
so yeah, so he I mean, Chris heard it, liked it, Jeremy liked it, independently of that, and then it just kind of came to a place where like, hey, like, come record a song. And we just got the new lineup together, and we wanted to try out this dual lead guitar deal, you know, on record. We went in, did it in a day. Chris played bass on it. It was fucking legit, man. We had a great time. Just like now, you know,
Yeah.
drinking beers, hanging out, talking, playing a little
Fucking,
it was
Yeah, it was
great.
cool.
Jeremy told us stories about Vinnie Paul.
Yeah, it was the day
that was
after
the day.
Vinnie Paul
The day
died,
after he
and he
passed.
was friends with Vinnie Paul.
He
So he's
tracked,
like telling us these Pantera
He
stories.
tracked like Hell Yeah's records
Yeah.
in Vinnie Paul's house. And, yeah, crazy.
It's
Well, he
something-
did good things as well. As
Yeah, right. You know, but still, like, just hearing shit about dudes that, like, good, bad, or ugly, like, it's beyond, like, my scope of comprehension. Like, I can't imagine being in fucking Pantera or
Yeah.
nothing. Like, that's when rock meant something, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yep.
And then he went all white power, and then rough. Yeah. My dad bought me so my dad's been doing this thing where he's been buying me shirts from stuff that we used to be into when I was a kid, and because he doesn't live in Phoenix anymore, he lives up north, so I'll just get random shirts on my doorstep every once in a while.
That's
tight.
And he got me a Pantera one, and it was Cowboys from Hell. That was like the album that we used to listen to a bunch as a kid, and I was just like, this is awesome, but I'm totally not going to be able to wear this out anywhere because everyone immediately thinks about that.
Is it the one with the Confederate flag?
No,
on it?
no.
Is it the album cover?
No, it's not even that. I wish it was the album cover. It's just some weird like demon cowboy thing.
Side note. Yeah. On the way here, we were totally jamming to This Love.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
From
by
Vulgar.
Maroon 5?
Vulgar Display.
This Love!
And some B-sides.
We were hitting Maroon 5 way hard on the drive up.
Let's talk about that sick Dimebag tone, though, right?
Yeah, fucking for real.
Oh, dude, don't get
Eric
me started.
loves it.
He loves
I'll
the
defend it
old
till the
school
day I die.
Pantera
That tone is
tone.
You have to listen to it loud.
He's a fucking shredder.
If you listen
don't
to
get
it
me
on
wrong,
really
but-
loud, good speakers, that shit kicks.
You've been talking about like Cowboys era, like
He's
back
talking
in the
like
day?
Vulgar
Display.
Display.
Vulgar Display.
Oh, okay.
Made my ears ring.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking trebly, man.
Yeah,
it
it
sounds like a
is.
staticky radio
there.
is playing
The
behind
riff-
it.
I feel like the
Get your
riffs are-
pull. Dude, Dimebag,
Well, he only used
no
solid
doubt,
states, right?
amazing.
In
But
the 90s, yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
all solid state shit, so it sounded kind of.
Awesome.
You really got to listen to the. You got to listen to the songs.
I can't talk shit. I'm playing a solid state currently, so.
Well, and not to mention, we're not fucking Pantera by any fucking stretch. We're just saying, as music fans,
Yeah.
like.
Oh, of course. You can do that. You can talk about what you don't like about certain music. That's
I'm
allowed.
gonna throw us back on topic real quick and throw this out. Chris Kirkwood, Jeremy Parker were like, ever since I started playing music, the most fun people to be around.
That's cool.
Like tracking a song, doing this stuff, like
Yeah,
going
people
into
should
the
hit
studio,
them up, man. Go to their studio.
go to
record some
Premiere,
shit.
like play. Like I feel like we were super fortunate just to be in passing to where like Jeremy was getting a water, maybe using the restroom, and heard the tunes and just decided to send us a message. Like, you know what I mean? Like
It really was that.
they're
simple.
like they're really humble people. They're so fucking kind about what they do,
and
like,
they're super Phoenix, man.
and they're so like deep into their craft that like, you know, they hit us up in this way. And when we got into the studio, it was, to me, like, even though we spent the day like really trying to crank a song out, like it kind of felt like we had been doing this like with each other for a while, you
That's
know, like
awesome,
they're the kind of people that like put the roof over our heads and like really let us have some creative outlet and gave us great advice, like, you know.
yeah.
and
props to them, man.
It was just like
They're
very
great
humbling.
people.
Want to
Great
make sure we
people.
throw that out there.
That's
'cause,
cool.
like,
Yeah, you can. It comes through on their recordings. I mean, Kill Your TV's most recent album.
Oh,
was
dude,
through
yeah.
Stoked.
they're great.
Castle
I fucking
Bravo
love
was
them.
fucking brutal as shit. Line Cutters album is super good. They're
Also great.
kids.
Also fans of Knights of the Abyss.
I can see that.
Dude.
Apparently, one of the
Yeah, the singer
guys
wore a
is
Knights of the
wearing
Abyss shirt in their
full
music
ass
video.
fucking-
We were like,
I was like, whoa.
Those are Gilbert kids. They went to my high school.
that's fucking
They're
legit.
younger than me, but I wasn't. In the
They
same
bring the
class.
riffs, man.
Yeah.
Like they got something good happening.
Yeah.
You know, different music is like good in different ways.
I mean-
and like that's not really my forte, but like, dude,
Well,
they're fucking good.
You know, I came from rock shit like you, and then
Yeah.
for me, before I got into metal, it was punk.
Yeah.
Totally.
From
That's
listening-
natural progression.
That's like what I'm from is punk, power pop, classic rock, basically, and that's what I bring to the table here. At
There
least
used to be a station out here called The Edge, and every Sunday night,
The Edge.
Every Sunday night, they would have like an hour or
That
2
damn
hours
show.
of a show
That damn
called
show.
Ska Punk.
Ska
yeah,
punk.
Scott Punk
And that's
with
how I
Craven
found
Moorhead.
out
Craven
about
Moorhead,
Black
yeah.
Flag and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
you
The
know,
Edge-
The Descendants.
I mean, the Edge still exists.
Edge
It's just
Fest,
the
dude.
X.
It does?
Yeah, it's just 103.9. It's the same, or 97.9. It's the same, literally the same music.
No, that's KUPD.
I know, but it's the same shit.
I
It's-
don't
it's
know.
the same
I kinda
butt
feel
rock
like
Fair
band.
enough. And Craven Moorhead does his own like
Craven's
punk
cool.
show.
Craven's-
Well,
Craven's
that's
cool.
because he's from the Edge. like,
Yeah.
Craven's on staff
KUPD
on
does-
KUPD.
I think so.
it's the most rote.
I
Like
think he is, yeah.
our whole reason for being, I'll just lay it down right here. Number one, we're trying to make mainstream rock worth listening to again.
interesting.
Basically,
That's an interesting perspective.
I've got a
It's so frustrating as a rock fan, as a person who grew up on rock music. I mean, listening to fucking KDKB with my dad, driving a fucking Celica, fucking
Dude.
1990, baby, like ruling it. And now it's just turned into this like husk where it's like you got to have like tribal tattoos on your face and be super fucking aggro, but it's like it's garbage.
They're playing the exact same shit that they were playing in 1990, though.
Right.
It's
Like
the same shit.
There
It's the same
needs to
bands.
be
I think it's
something
just louder now.
I think it needs a feminization. That's what we're trying to do. We're not coming in uber macho about this shit. We're coming in with bright colors, bright feelings. You know, like humor.
Yeah.
Dude, humor is not fucking allowed if you're a fucking serious rock guy.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
true,
like
yeah.
I don't like that. I want it to be more free.
Yeah.
And that's like my deep hope is like if we were to do anything with this band, it would be to like make rock good, you know?
Yeah, totally. I get that. I mean,
Dude,
there's
remembering Nirvana and shit, hearing Nirvana on the fucking radio, Green Day when they first came out, like 94, baby, like
Dude,
you're
it was
hearing
my
that,
shit,
it was magic.
Yeah.
Magic. You hear the Offspring when fucking
Smash.
la 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 la. Dude, it just don't exist no more.
Like, Drew and I have talked about this before, but as far as, I mean, there's all kinds of underrated and, you know, bands that don't get a lot of attention that deserve it. But,
Yeah.
like, most of the stuff that you hear on the radio, like, now, I mean, I'll just leave it at that. But
No, it sucks. It's
in our
garbage.
opinion,
It's
as
horrible.
far as, like, mainstream rock music goes, like, Drew and I, at least, I can't speak for the other guys, but we kind of both feel it kind of fell off around the whole Strokes and White Stripes
Yeah.
thing.
That was like the last good, like...
that was
like,
the last good, relevant
I love
mainstream
Come on,
rock.
the last
Queens of the
era
Stone
where-
Age, maybe.
Queens of Stone Age is phenomenal.
Like, they're
But
still,
that same era, man,
Yeah.
early 2000s.
but you know, they're still doing shit.
Well,
and,
okay,
you
so
know.
here's the thing. In my opinion, from everything that I've learned and the people who I've talked to on this show and everything that I've read, rock music is the reason that it is the way that it is right now is because that's the demographic in which it appeals to.
Yeah.
Sure,
rock
sure.
music, radio rock music specifically,
Yeah.
right now is for people in their 30s and 40s. That's what
Yeah.
and 50s. Those are the
Yep.
people who are listening.
Barbecue
to
rock.
Totally.
Yeah,
have
barbecue
this-
rock.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The kids 20 years ago were
Turned
listening to it. They're not anymore. The kids now are listening to
That's
Gucci
on
Gang
to
and
dance
Fat Punk
innovative
and,
shit.
and SoundCloud,
New shit.
new
EDM.
shit, innovative
Yeah.
shit. That's-
Yeah.
I might not like it, but I have to recognize the fact that that's what's innovative, that's what's moving, that's what's being marketed,
Yep.
that's
It's
what's
constant.
working.
It's constantly
Yes.
like moving over
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Yes, but no, so no one wants to like. Why would I spend thousands of dollars at a studio with guys who I may or may not get along with when I can just do this all in my fucking bedroom and people
True.
are gonna love it? So that's why rock music and everyone and it's the culture is different. No one wants rock music right now.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Psycho Steve. I think it was Steve who was telling me that in order for rock to come back, it has to change
Yep.
in some way.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
It has to take it has to learn from what's successful right now. And
We're
pull
still
from
in
that.
preschool, but we
Yeah.
aim to make some
Yeah.
changes. Truly, why else would we be pulling the move we're pulling right now? You know,
Yeah.
like I want to fucking turn on a radio and hear shit that I'm excited about the
course.
way that I used to be.
Yeah, of course.
And like you're talking about, like you may not like it, but there's innovative shit going
respect
on
it.
out
Yeah.
there that ain't in rock.
Yeah.
I want to feel that way again about rock because, bro, I like rock. Like I want good rock music.
So I'll counter that by saying I never want to have to listen to the radio. I would so much rather listen to Spotify or
Fucking
Apple
A.
Music.
Yeah.
Like
of course,
streaming,
of
streaming
course,
where
it
it's
goes
going.
without
better,
saying.
better quality. You get control over everything. Listen to the whole album if you want to.
Yeah.
So like as far as I'm concerned, radio can fucking die. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I'm also a guy with a fucking podcast, so obviously
There
I
you
don't
go.
care about the radio. Like, but
Dude, for sure.
I have I just yelled really loud.
No, you're good. What's up?
Hey, man.
Yo, cool.
I have a really like emotional connection to music, and I romanticize things like kind of obsessively, and that's like my top 5 favorite bands. The only reason that I love them so much, not the only reason, but the biggest reason that I love them so much is that when I listen to it, I get like emotional, you know?
Yeah, for sure,
Yep.
of course.
So when I was young and my dad was showing me the stuff that he showed me and the stuff that I was raised on, which it's not really even about credibility, but coming up in that in that day and age when I was young, I was inspired to watch someone be inspired. So like nowadays there's so much saturation over this market and there's so much attention being like darted in every different direction. And you have to kind of like jump on that game and you have to like really be on point with that kind of thing that like I kind of feel like it's really easy to lose yourself and your message and your heart and what you're doing. So, I mean, when you hear some shit that you like, regardless of whether or not it's commercially successful or if this group of people likes it or if, you know, what, no matter what, if you hear something that actually touches you and you see somebody inspired when they're performing it, not just off a record, I think that's like, that might be like a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
You know, because you have to, I think that you have to generate the stuff and, you know, you got to work really hard, make the songs, play the shows, get the internet attention or whatever
course,
it is
yeah.
else. But
Presence.
if at the core, if you feel inspired while you're doing it, you're in the right direction.
It shines
And if
through.
you
don't matter what kind of music you're doing. If you
don't
love it, you can
feel
tell.
inspired, I really do believe that it's gonna crash and burn.
Real recognizes real, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
It also goes into longevity. Because in order to be quote unquote successful, and at least in my perception of it, is you have to have longevity. And why
Yes.
would you have longevity if you don't care about what
You
you're
want to
doing?
believe in that. You
Yeah.
want to believe that it'll go.
Dude, you
until
got to
can't
believe
do
it more than
anymore.
anything, man.
mean,
That is
shit.
a band.
And you should.
We're all gonna die, but I mean, like,
Yep.
if you leave behind a legacy and you're
That's
putting
the
art out there,
important part. Yep.
you know, you're putting shit into the world, rather
Legacy
than
shit.
taking away. Like, you know, that's what
Our little
you have that
contribution.
fucking artifact of, like, you know, people can remember you by. And,
Yep. That's what it's
you
really
know,
all
you're
about, man.
Literally making history.
It's the legacy.
Yeah, then that's the reason that I've always pushed so hard into everything that I do is straight up fear of death. Like
Yeah.
being afraid of
Yeah.
death and always being and needing to leave something behind.
You
and
let
always
that shit
being
You
push
give
you,
that
like,
to
yeah.
the world,
like,
man.
dude.
Give
I
that
believe
to the world.
in my opinion, and I'm sure that there are some people who can't, but I have yet to see an artist flourish who doesn't have some kind of demon nipping at his heels.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
that
it's
one
true.
to one. It's that
Or hers,
1 to
whatever.
100 thing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who listens to it, but when you go 1 to 100, like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
and any like, you know, real artist or anybody successful in that, like you said, like they're always at least a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
like
of course.
something happened,
have to be.
and you know, so they're either
That's what
they're either
makes
running,
artists.
they're either
Yeah.
running or they're chasing or both. You know,
Totally.
Dude, suffering is like part number 1 of
Yeah.
being an artist.
Well,
like, you gotta go
suffering-
through shit.
Suffering, I feel like, is an essential building block to
Yep.
being successful at anything, whether it's
Should
art
be.
or it's a teacher. I mean,
Yep.
it absolutely teaches you. That
It
doesn't mean
is.
that you have to sit with a whip and flagellate yourself all fucking night, but you still suffering does
Wait.
teach you lessons.
It creates deep. It creates deep feelings. You know,
yeah, dude,
like
your lifestyle
extreme-
determines
Yeah.
your death
Yeah,
style.
your lifestyle determines your. Seriously,
finally played
James
Metallica.
Hetfield already said it. We don't have to say it here, man. Like,
Yeah.
your lifestyle determines your death style.
Yeah.
If you're about this shit, hopefully people will fucking remember you.
Well, on that quote, we're gonna wrap this bitch up.
Go.
I can't imagine a better way to wrap this bad boy up than
Nor
that.
can
Thanks
I.
a lot for having us, dude.
Absolutely. Thank you
Fun.
guys so
Thank
much
you,
for
man.
coming on.
Bangers
I can't-
Ball, September
Thank
21st.
you.
Bangers Ball, September 21st. I cannot wait to hear the full new album.
I'll send it to you.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Catch us on Facebook, Instagram,
Facebook,
all that fun
Instagram,
stuff.
all
Just
that
weird
fun
radicals.
stuff.
Yeah,
Radicals.
buy our stuff.
Spotify,
Going back on
MySpace,
Go back on
Friendster,
MySpace. Justin
Live
Timberlake
Journal.
bought it, and then nothing happened.
Wait, what?
Justin Timberlake
Yeah.
bought MySpace like 8 years ago, and nothing happened.
What is he doing with it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I read about that
What
online
a
recently.
dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want MySpace back, Justin.
after
if you're listening
MySpace-
to this,
Yeah.
you get MySpace back on.
It,
Hey,
it was already
Justin.
dead
Didn't
for
he
like a
invent
few
Napster
years.
too?
Man in
Dude,
the
no.
Man in the Woods.
Oh,
was,
no, he
like,
just played the
boring.
guy.
Oh yeah,
Invented
Man, the Woods is not
Napster.
good.
Ugh.
Yeah, I feel the same
I hate
way.
that like marketing thing they do, like where he like it was at Target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's like a sponsored leak by Target, it's him like in the woods.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
We're gonna
man?
do
What
our
is that
we're gonna
shit?
do our Justin Timberlake podcast now. Okay, so
Do it.
let's do another 2 hours on
Yeah, let's
Justin
roll over
Timberlake.
the
okay?
Man in the Woods review.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you,
Get
guys.
stoked. Quick shout out to my Patreon supporters: Austin Carson, Every Show Joe, Bradley Palermo, Aubrey Hoffer, my mom, my grandmother, Courtney Gallegos, Miguel Lopez, Tom Maxwell, and Bryce Koppel for donating the lights that we use in the studio. Thank you so much for listening. Aw, shit! Look at that. The episode's over, man. We're done. Episode is finished. Luckily, though, there are plenty of other older episodes hanging around the internet anywhere you'd like to find podcasts. iTunes, podcast apps like Stitcher or Podcast Addict for either the iPhone or the Android. My official Podbean website. I'm fucking everywhere, man. I'm building an empire. Let's take over the fucking world. Anyway, if you've made it this far, I truly appreciate you and encourage you to please reach out and say hello. I'm serious about this, guys. I really want to connect with my listeners. So whether you want to come on the show or not, drop me a line. Hit me an email at gettingstokedpodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's it, man. Thank you guys so much for listening. It really, I know I harp on it so much, but it really, truly means everything. So thank you. Get stoked.